Hello everyone and welcome. So now that we've completed the menu page and rendering the menu data, like the mapping the data, and now we'll create the about page and the contact page or the contact us page. So for that, first of all, we'll create the page.js, like in the pages folder, we'll create the file which will be about.js. Okay, and then we'll use a trick to just import the boilerplate code. So we'll remove this div from here and we'll create our own div with another class name. So that will be about. The next will be about top. So this will be the top part, and here we'll be basically rendering the image. Next we have about bottom. So in the about top we'll be having an image, so we'll use that method to import the image. First of all, we'll import the image. Import maybe about image from the assets. Then when we go to about dot jpg, let me just check what's the name. Okay, that's about dot jpg. We were right. Okay, so let's save this. And why did I save it so soon? Okay, so in the about top we'll be providing the style tag, and inside the style tag we'll be providing the source of the the source of the image, right? So it will be something like this, and then we have a dollar sign here, then a curly braces, and then the name of the image, about image. Okay, so this is something like this, and we made a mistake. We did not provide the background image here. Okay, that's why it was showing red. Okay, now in the about bottom we'll be having an h1, which basically tells about us. Next we'll be having a p tag. So in the p tag we'll be pasting the some dummy data, some dummy text. So that will just be lorem ipsum kind of thing. So we just save it, and now we'll create the css file for the about, or we can just first see if it's rendering out or not. So we'll go to app.js, and we'll create a route. We'll just copy this down here, and we'll say about, and here we'll say about, and it auto imports. Okay, that's a very good thing. It auto imported. So let's just go to the browser and see if this works. So let's just change the url to about. Okay, it works. The about heading and this is working. We can't see the image exactly now, so we'll figure it out why we're not seeing the image. Let's just go to the about again. Why we are not seeing the image, about image, and there is the link to it. So why we are not able to see about beside the about top, we are rendering it. Style and then background image is fine, but why it's not rendering? Maybe there's some issue. Maybe it will render once we import the css file. So there's no issue with that. So let's create a css file for this. Let's go to styles and we'll create another file which will be about.css. So in the about.css we'll be providing the css to the about section, which will be imported inside the about section. So we'll paste the css here. It's a very small css and there's nothing great in it, so we'll just have a look at this. This is a basic normal css. There's nothing new here. We are more focusing on React here rather than css. the main motive is to learn React here, the concepts of React. So we'll just import this here, import, and just provide the path to the CSS file, about.css. We hit save, and we go to the browser, and you can see we are seeing the image as well as the text as well as the information. All you can edit it and put any information you want. So okay, so we are done with the about page. Right now this links will not work, but we'll make them work. So now let's go back to our code and let's create a contact page. So in the contact page we'll be having an image, and we'll be having a form. So first of all, let's create a contact page in this. That will be contact.js. We'll use a trick, RFCE, and that's it. The first div will be contact, so we'll create our own div. So that will be contact, and inside that we'll be having a left side and a right side. So on the left side we'll be having the image, so we'll create a div called left side, and we'll just name it left side just to see if it's rendering. Later on we'll configure it. And then we will have the right side of the div. So in the right side we'll be having like an h1, which will be saying contact us, and after that we'll be having form. So let's work with the form. So form creation is really easy in React. So you need to write the form tag, and then you need to provide an ID. So whatever ID you need to provide, so here we are providing it contact form. Then we'll give it a method. You can give it or you can leave it blank. So we'll give it a method. For example, if we connect it to a backend, so it will be fully functional. Right now it will just be shown at the UI. It is not fully functional because to make it fully functional you need to implement backend, and that's a little critical task. Next we'll be having a label, and this is the HTML for. Then we'll be providing this for the name, so we'll be providing name. Then we'll close it. So it is it requires a closing text, so here it will be full name. Next we'll have another label. Maybe we can just copy down it here. Then we'll be calling it for email. Below the label we'll be providing input. Okay, input type is text, and name is name. So name will be equal to name will be equal to name. Okay, so then we'll provide a placeholder, so it will say please enter your name. So it will be placeholder. It will say enter your name. So then we'll provide type text, and it is a self-closing tag, so no need to worry. Next label is for the email. So here we'll provide the name as email, and we'll write here email, or you can write like enter your email address. So it totally depends on you. Here we'll write email, and after that we'll write the input tag just as we did for the name. So input type is the email, so we'll write the name as name, name is equal to name. Next we'll provide a placeholder, so that will be saying enter email address. This is a self-closing, and we'll provide type is equal to yes. Next we'll be providing one for the message, any message you want to give, so that will have a label. So let me just copy the label, we'll use it here. Okay, so this will be for the message. This will be for the message, and here we'll write the heading, which is the message. Okay, so next we'll provide an input field, input, and type is text, and we'll provide a name, that is the message actually, or we can provide a text area for this. So it's like it will be a longer message, so that will be a good choice to provide text area. Okay, text area's name will be message, and it will be having rows. The rows will be 6 or 8, you can provide, I'll provide 7. Columns we don't need to provide now, and ID is also not needed now because we are not using the backend. So next we'll provide a placeholder. Of course, placeholder will be enter your message. Okay, and then we will provide a button after that. So there will be a button, and it will have a type of submit, and we'll close it. So it's self close. So then we'll provide send message, then we'll save it. So now we'll create the CSS for this in the styles.css, and we'll name it contact.css, and we'll provide the CSS here for the contact.css, and we'll import it inside the CSS like contact.js. So here we'll paste it, and just let me just show you from the beginning what is we are using. It's really simple and really easy, so I don't want to waste your time like typing out the CSS, because if we sit on typing the CSS, the things will take like 7 to 8 hours long. So it's really simple and really easy. Let me just show you. So this is all the CSS to the contact.js. So let me just save it, and let me just import it here. Import, and that will be the path. The path will be styles, and then we'll provide the name of the file, that is contact.css, and let me just save it. So now if we go to the browser, let me just type contact here. So it doesn't show up. Okay, because we have not yet imported it inside app.js. So we'll do it. We'll just do it. That will be contact, and here we'll write the name of the component, and it will be auto imported, I guess. Okay, is it importing? Yeah, let's click, and yeah, see, here it is auto imported. Let me just save, and let me just go back to the browser, and let me show you. Okay, so we are seeing the form, it's a beautiful form, but we are not able to see the image. Okay, because we have not yet imported the image. So let me just go back to the contact.js, and let me provide an image. So image will be inside the first inside the left side of the div. So the left side div here, it will be, so first let me import the image. So import contact image from Now let me provide the source for it. So it will be in the assets. Here it will be contact. Let me just check it, cross check it. What's the name of the image? So it is contact.jpg. Contact.jpg. Hit save. And we have to render it inside the style tag of the left hand side. So here we'll provide a style tag, and that will be style is equal to background image colon, and then we'll provide the backticks and the URL, and then this parenthesis, and then we'll provide the dollar sign and the name of the image. So that is the contact image, right? Now we'll delete this text left side, we don't need it anymore, so we'll just save it. And now let's go back to the browser and see. Okay, so the image is rendered, and we have a beautiful form, a send button, and the image is also there. But the only problem here is that the links are not yet working. So let us just try to configure the links. So for that we need to go to the navbar.js, where it's inside the components. It's navbar.js. Yes. So here we will provide the links. So the menu will be /menu, the about will be /about, and the contact will be /contact. Let me just save it. And then when we go back to the browser, and when we click on home, so we are at home. When we click on menu, okay, so menu doesn't work. Let me just refresh. Menu doesn't work. So let's try to debug what's the problem. Okay, because we have done it in the mobile view, so we have to do same here. For the menu, for the about we have to write about, and for the contact we have to write contact. And let me just save it. Okay, let's go back to the browser and let's see, we are at home. Okay, let me go to the menu. Boom, we are at the menu page. And let's go to the about. We are at the about page. Let's go to the contact. We are at the contact page. So let me just decrease the size and let me show you if the website is responsive. The website is fully responsive, and this thing is also working. So we are at home, we are at menu, we are at about, we are at the contact page. So everything works really fine. So let me just maximize it and take you to the home. So the home button is also working, and the order now. Okay, so this should take us to the order now should take us to the menu page. So let me just configure this button also, the order now button. So let's just configure this button. So this is in the home page. So where it is home.js. So link to, and here we'll provide menu, and then here I provided the menu. In the link tag we'll provide an attribute that is to, and where is the destination to this link. So let me take you back to the browser. Now when we click on this, we are on the menu. So now our website is fully functional. Every feature which we discussed in the introduction video is now achieved. We have achieved every single goal which we have discussed in the introduction video, and I hope you learned a lot, and you learned new concept. Even if you're in the intermediate level, you've brushed up your concepts and you've learned something new. You've learned React Router DOM, you've learned the mapping of the data, you learned how to use Material UI, and you learned how to use the component structure in the React.js, how to import and export things. So that's it for this project. Thank you so much.